Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. We are live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. The federal government has restated its commitment to advancing the fight against cancer through research, education and advocacy. The government explained that its goal was to improve cancer prevention, diagnosis and treatment, to enhance the quality of life for cancer patients and survivors. Addressing a press conference in Abuja to mark this year's World Cancer Day, the Director General of the National Institute for Cancer Research and Treatment, Professor Usman Malami Aliyu, explained that the commitment of the present federal administration to driving progress in cancer care extends to fostering innovation and discovery through substantial funding for cancer research in Nigeria. In a related development, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has urged Nigerians to celebrate those who are cancer-free while bringing awareness to the need for improved cancer care. In a statement to mark the World Cancer Day, she emphasized the need to expand access to cancer care and support for patients and survivors. Wife of the president also urged continued advocacy and awareness efforts to improve service delivery. The Commissioner of Police, Federal Capital Territory, Benef Igwe, has ordered a clampdown on vehicles without number plates or with a single number plate plying FCT roads. According to a statement by the FCT Police Public Relations Officer SP Josephine Ade, CP Igwe made this known when he met with members of the management team, leaders of all tactical units and heads of department of the FCT Police Command, comprising area commanders and divisional police officers, tasking heads of the tactical unit to identify black spots and possible kidnappers then in the territory and ensure they take the fight to them. The Minister of Youth Development, Jamila Bio Ibrahim, has stated that there is uncertainty regarding a potential increase in the monthly allowance of serving members of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, by the federal government. In January 2020, the federal government approved the payment of 33,000 naira from 19,000 naira to corps members as monthly allowance. About a year after former President Muhammadu Buhari signed the new minimum wage bill into law in April 2019. Speaking during a television interview, Bio Ibrahim stated that the government will find innovative ways to cater for corps members' welfare amid dwindling oil revenues. Bauchi State Government has distributed food, non-food items and cash to over 2,085 internally displaced persons in 5 communities of Toro local government area. The IDPs recently migrated to Bauchi State as a result of the civil unrest in Mangu, Bokos, Baragi, Bakin-Ladi local government areas of Plateau State. The items, which include 100 bags of maize, 65 bags of rice, 25 gallons of vegetable oil, 5 cartons of Maggi, 5 bags of salt, 135 mats, 135 blankets, several utensils, and 1 million naira cash were shared among the IDPs in Tilden, Fulani, and Gwajarandi, Magama Kara, and Gwajalu and Takanda IDP settlements, all in local government area of Bauchi. An overnight fire incident has left more than 20 shops damaged and goods worth millions lost at the Sango Oju Irin Market in Ibadan North local government area for your state. The inferno, a third of such in the city since the beginning of the year, did not record any casualty. The fire occurred as a result of an electric malfunction. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has demanded clarity over the waivers granted to hospitals by the federal government for the employment of health workers in a bid to enhance the healthcare delivery, urging the federal government to shed light on the recent declaration of the Federal Executive Council on the relief of waiver for a recruitment from the head of service for prompt follow-up. The federal government had in January authorized the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to approve recruitment requests made by qualifying health institutions. And still in the news, residents of Karo, a suburb in the Abuja Power Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory are groaning over the lingering water scarcity in the area in the past 3 months. The residents in Abuja said that the situation was disheartening, especially for those who don't have boreholes or dug up wells in their compound. The water scarcity, according to the FCT Water Board, was due to a damaged pipeline feeding a major water treatment plant in Usman Dam and the Buhari Area Council of the FCT. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has commenced the enforcement of the ban on the importation, manufacture, distribution, sale, and use of alcoholic beverages in sachet, PET, and glass bottles of 200 ml and below. The Director General of the NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, stated this at a press conference in Abuja. She added that during enforcement actions, it was discovered that some manufacturers of the banned products were still producing the product and still had stacks of both finished products and packaging materials of the product in their possession. Central Bank Governor Olayemi Kadoso has explained that the ongoing initiatives to relocate departments and personnel to other branches are responses to the current overpopulation at the headquarters. Speaking earlier today, the governor lamented the sensational slant to the issue, saying the process was normal for any vibrant entity like a central bank. According to him, the move was to align the bank structure with its functions and objectives and redistribute skills to ensure a more even geographical spread of talent. The Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base Abaka in Akwa Ibom says it has apprehended 2 alleged smugglers, seized 38 bags of parboiled rice, and impounded the boat used in smuggling them. The commanding officer, Navy Captain Uche Aneke, disclosed this while handing over the suspects and the rice to the Nigerian Customs Service in Ibaka, Ibom local government area of the state. He said that intelligence indicated that a boat was conveying some foreign parboiled rice suspected to have been smuggled from Cameroon to Nigeria and transiting within the waters under the FOB Ibaka area of responsibility. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Monday denied bail to 5 persons accused of invading, vandalizing, and burning down the Rivers State House of Assembly complex. The defendants, Chima Iguma Ezebalike, Prince Lukman Oladele, and Kenneth Goodluck Pasa, Osiga Donald, and Ochueja Tangod are answering a 7-count terrorism charge that was preferred against them by the Inspector General of Police. Police allege that the defendants, in the wake of the political crisis that rocked the state in October last year, had invaded the House of Assembly complex in a bid to frustrate an attempt to impeach Governor Sim Fubara. The National Union of Civil Engineering, Construction, Furniture and Woodworkers in Kano State on Monday embarked on a 3-day industrial action. The strike action, beginning from February 5th, according to the union, is to draw the attention of the powers that be to its demand. A statement by the General Secretary Ibrahim Walama said the action became necessary following the refusal of employers to start discussions with the union on the implementation of the wage award agreed between the federal government and the organized labor. You're watching News Cycle coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, Naira faces fierce dollar amid improved forex liquidity. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories right after this break. Do stay with us. back from the break. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of News Cycle. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, 19 people, with one of them a humanitarian worker, have died in ethnic clashes over the weekend in the Abyei region, straddling the border between Sudan and South Sudan, and claimed by both local authorities said violence between the two countries is common in the oil-rich territory, with 54 people killed last week alone, including 2 United Nations peacekeepers. Another 64 people were injured in fighting last week between 2 tribes of the main ethnic Dinka and the Abyei-based Ngok and their Twig rivals from the neighboring southern state of Warrap. Both sides have sought to press their own claim since the South gained independence in 2011, whereupon the area was placed under United Nations protection. Security forces used their tear gas to disperse an opposition rally outside Senegal's parliament on Monday, shortly before the start of the contentious debate on postponing this month's presidential election. Senegal has been grappling with political crisis since President Macky Sall on Saturday announced a delay to the February 25th presidential poll, just hours before campaigning was set to officially begin. Opposition leaders have denounced the move as a constitutional coup, saying it is an assault on democracy. The government also suspended mobile data last June amid high tensions in the country. The measure has become a common response to curb mobilization and communication via social networks. It comes a day after violent street protests shook Dakar, during which security forces also fired tear gas at demonstrators, and at least one senior opposition figure was arrested. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken headed to the Middle East for another crisis tour on Monday in a bid to secure a new truce in the Israel-Hamas war, as southern Gaza saw no let-up in fighting. On his 5th trip to the region since Hamas' October 7 attack that triggered the war, Blinken is expected to visit Saudi Arabia, Israel, Egypt, and Qatar. Ahead of the trip, he stressed the need for urgently addressing humanitarian needs in Gaza after aid groups have repeatedly sounded the alarm over the devastating impact on the besieged territory of nearly 4 months of war. The death toll from central Chile's blazing wildfires climbed to at least 112 people on Sunday after President Gabriel Boric warned the number would rise significantly as teams search gutted neighborhoods. Respondents continue to battle fires in the coastal tourist region of Valparaiso amid an intense summer heat wave, with temperatures soaring to 40 degrees Celsius over the weekend. The Interior Ministry said that the Medical Examiner's Office had received 112 dead victims, 32 of whom have been identified, and that there are 40 fires still active in the country. A quick look at business. The Transition Company of Nigeria, TCN, says the national grid has been fully restored after a partial disturbance at about Sunday. Ndidimba, TCN's General Manager, Public Affairs, in a statement in Abuja, said that the company initiated immediate restoration of the affected part of the grid. According to the National Control Center, the Internet of Things IoT revealed that just before the partial disturbance, which occurred at Sapele, Steam, and Egbin substations, Mbaha said the sufficient generation allows for better grid management in the event of sudden generation losses like this, adding that the TCN would investigate the cause of the tripping of Sapele Stream and Egbin power generating units. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Olayemi Kadaso, said the Deloitte audit revealed that $2.4 billion out of the reported $7 billion of outstanding foreign exchange liabilities of the federal government are not valid for settlement. He disclosed that the bank had settled verified forex requests, which amounted to $2.3 billion. The CBN governor added that the current total outstanding forex obligations stood at $2.2 billion. Meanwhile, the Naira traded near its all-time low despite improved liquidity. Market fundamentals showed despite the $2.2 billion facility from the African Import-Export Bank. The Naira is still under pressure due to the rising demand for the dollar. The Naira declining trend continues despite recent efforts by the Central Bank of Nigeria to support the foreign exchange market through interventions, raising worries about possible effects on the overall economy. And in the world of sport, the Egyptian Football Association has announced that Rui Vitória has been sacked as Egypt head coach after the African football giant's hopes of recording extending its African Cup of Nations trophy were dashed last week. In a statement, the association's board of directors thanked the Portuguese manager Rui Vitória and his staff, adding it was reviewing foreign coaches' resumes in the interim. Former Al Ahly coach Mohamed Yusuf would take charge of the national side, who were knocked out of the competition last week in a dramatic penalty shootout against Democratic Republic of Congo. Former Brazilian football star Dani Alves went on trial in Barcelona accused of raping a woman in a local nightclub. Prosecutors are demanding a 9-year prison sentence followed by 10 years of conditional liberty. They are also recommending he pay 150,000 euros in compensation to the woman. The 40-year-old former Barcelona, Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain defender was driven to court in a police van from a prison near the Catalan capital, where he has been held on remand since his arrest in January 2023. Alves was arrested after a young woman accused him of raping her in a bathroom of the VIP area of the Upmarket Sultan nightclub in Barcelona in the early hours of December 31st, 2022. The 2026 World Cup final will take place at the New Jersey's MetLife Stadium, the World Soccer Governing Body FIFA has announced. FIFA in a release unveiled the match schedule for the FIFA World Cup 2026, with the final to be held in New York, New Jersey on Sunday, July 19, 2026. And the opening match featuring the Mexican national team is scheduled to take place at the iconic Estadio Azteca, Mexico City on Thursday, June 11, 2026. Like Mexico, the national teams of Canada and the United States will each play their 3 group stage matches on home soil. Canada will kick off their campaign in Toronto on Friday, June 12, 2026, while the United States will begin their journey on the same day in Los Angeles. As Portuguese soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo turned 39 February 5th, fans from across the globe, including boxing legend Manny Pacquiao, took to X and other social media platforms to extend their heartfelt wishes to the iconic footballer. This gesture bridges the gap between the two different sports with grace and comradeship. Pacquiao's choice of words, notably the GOAT, G-O-T emoji, not only underscores Ronaldo's legendary status in football, but also reflects a deep-seated respect, while simultaneously raising an argument between Messi and Ronaldo fans. Moreover, tagging Ronaldo directly invites a personal connection, emphasizing the sincerity behind the message. That's it on News Cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Anthony Momodu saying thank you for watching and see you again.